He's cool to talk to, and he's really invested in the kids and the program, and it's super inspiring. I feel like there's so much, I could learn from him. I just wish that I came sooner and would have met him earlier, because I wish I could have been a part of the camp after talking to him and witnessing what he's actually done here. But I'm glad I'm part of it now.
I'm so glad that Tom really took a risk with letting this young girl, do work here, and I really appreciate it because I've grown so much. And he's so sweet and so humble, and I love you, Tom.
So I definitely don't know Tom that well, but in the short time that I've been here, he has given me car rides to the parking lot so I could get out of the rain. And that's so sweet, and I bet he is a really sweet, caring person all around, because everybody really seems to love him, and I wish I had gotten to know him more.
I thought it was very thoughtful of Tom to bring Camp Flix to Atlanta. It's such a growing industry out here. You have basketball camp, football camp, soccer camp, but I wish I had Camp Flix when I was a kid. I feel like I know a lot more. I started filming in college, and every camp I counsel, I grow more and more jealous of how much our students learn in their teens.
Tom's a really great guy. He has done so much for us, from driving us from the main buildings all the way to the parking lot when it's pouring down rain, or when it's just too hot to walk, or when we have bags and bags of luggage between props and equipment pieces for our shows and our films. And but he's so much more than that. He's a really great person, really friendly, supportive. He really enjoys cutting it up with his staff and making us feel like we're equal to him. So yeah, Tom, we're gonna miss you. Do great things, keep inspiring us, and thank you for everything.
It's been so much fun, and I've learned so much, and actually this camp has been so important to me because it's what showed me that I actually would want to be a teacher. And that wouldn't have been possible without Tom. He created such an amazing organization that allows for so many kids to flourish and just come into their own, and for the counselors to learn things about themselves and each other too. And so this camp is just to give back to people, and because he always does. So I'm grateful to know him, and grateful to have been involved with this camp.
Well, Tom, I appreciate my 5 years at Camp Flix. I know we have a lot in common: age, 2 sons, New York background, enjoyment of movies and music that we like. And this has given me an opportunity to do 2 things I love: working with students and creating movies. So I want to thank you for your dedication and your putting together amazing Camp Flix.
Tom, thanks for having me at camp for all these years, and also my one memory about it is that when it was last year during the premiere at Emory, you announced me by giving me a internship this year, and I didn't really expected, but I was really happy that night.
My first time having some of his, very special family friend campers, and one of them ended up becoming a counselor, which was a really cool thing for me. And I'm just eternally grateful that he gave me the opportunity to come and teach and to help try out a curriculum at this camp and experiment with the ways that kids can learn how to make movies, because I think it's something that he's super open to doing better and giving me the, I don't know, I feel like Tom trusting me with these kids has been one of the greatest gifts he could ever give me, and I just hope he knows that I'm just so grateful. Camp Flix has been a huge part of my growth as both an artist and a filmmaker, as well as a teacher and a mentor, and I don't actually know what I'd do without this camp, so thank you.
So Camp Flix is this pretty amazing place where we get to teach kids what it means to be a filmmaker, and the most important part of that is coming together, and Tom enabled that. So I look forward to it every year. I love it. Thanks, Tom.
So I was actually a camper at Camp Flix the first session, first year it ever ran, and it was a lot different than it is now, and but it still has the same heart that it has always had because of Tom. And he has brought so much passion to this camp, and honestly, I don't know where I'd be without it, because my first exposure to my love of film was from this camp, and now I'm going to film school to pursue it as a career. So Tom, thank you so much for creating this camp and just bringing so much joy to the children that come through it and introducing them to the magic of filmmaking.
It's recorded? Oh, they got me looking rough. Hey, Tom. It's me, Wolfman. Graylin. You know. We've been through it. The very first Camp Flix. All I can remember like it was yesterday. And I wish to forget it every other time. But outside of my experience the very first time, it was a wonderful experience to actually have kids to learn and actually apply to do with filmmaking. And I always tell you this every other time, you know, I wish I was their age so I can be part of this camp. So the opportunity that you brought, you know, this space, this platform for them to build, you know, great filmmakers in not only the city of Atlanta, but the state of Georgia. I know you have pretty much made a big impact to these kids' lives. And I have seen them grown from just being campers to now interns, to now counselors, to now getting to the point where they're gonna make some big impact through the medium of film. And it's because of you. Personally, because I've been here for a long time since the beginning, we do have a good relationship with one another. And one memory I'll never forget, I remember, well actually two, I remember we was riding together and we was talking about baseball. We were talking about fandom. I know you used to, you're a fan of the New York Giants, now the San Francisco Giants. And I was talking about the Atlanta Braves and how, you know, our fandom goes back and forth. I believe a couple of months or a year later after that, I was working with Ideas United and someone told me like, hey, Tom dropped you off something. I said, okay, I haven't spoken to Tom in a while. I was like, okay, what is it? So I come into the office and I found an away Braves jersey. And that really startled me for a little bit because like wow. And that was just based off of the conversation of you and me had with that. So that means a lot to me of, you know, just going out your way to just even do that. No one was expecting that. And another memory of that is when a couple of years ago during camp where, a couple of years during camp where it was just going crazy. You know, stuff was just happening to the point that all the overnight counselors was just running off of 36 hours of no sleep. And I remember that you came to us probably at the end of that session and you say, hey, you know, for all your trouble, I would like to give you a bonus. And I know it didn't lift our spirits of the fact that you gave us the bonus. It lifted up the spirits that you thought about us and you cared about us, you know, to make sure like, hey, I know, you know, y'all went through a lot. Let me see what I can do, you know, to make sure that you're okay. And that's the one great characteristic that I think about you, Tom, with that. So thank you so much for making Camp Flix with an X, because it's extreme. I know the person that's coming in, Jeff, is going to do wonderful things, but you are the reason that is what it is right now. You have brought in people to make this even bigger and better. And just to see what it was before to it is now shows the character of who you are. So have fun in New York. I might stop by sometime. We'll finally have lunch, like we'll keep saying back and forth. And I'm looking real raggedy right now because these kids are driving me insane. But other than that, thank you so much, Tom. We will miss you here, and we will definitely keep in touch. No, seriously, because I have your number, unless you block me. But